Hey, good day, folks. Hope everybody's doing great so far today. The day's about over, but you get it. But, well, as the title of the video suggests, uh, I think I am afraid to do the work of God. Now, for starters, just so I'm not for those who are religious, I I do not intend to step on anybody's toes. I do not intend to offend nobody. I mean, when I mention the word God, I mean whoever your God is, whatever God is to you, as I continue to as this video progresses, just keep that in your head, I guess. But uh yeah, like I said, I think I'm afraid of the work of God. Now, what exactly do I mean by doing the work of God? Well, as many of you who've been watching my channel for any significant amount of time, you know that I moved back to Alabama rather. I've been down here for about a month and a half now from Indiana. I moved back down here a month and a half ago. And the current job I'm working, you know, to make a long story short, I don't care for the job at all. And I mean, there's been a few times that I've went into work. I mean, I would say within the last week or so, there's been at least a couple of times that I went into work. And as I was doing my work, you know, there's this thought in the back of my head, you know, that's asking, I don't know how to say this, but I keep asking myself the question, uh, just like when I look at some of the things that I've been going through at my current job, like, granted, I mean, you know, I no longer have any issues with any of my coworkers at this point. We shook hands and we're okay now. I mean, we're not besties, but we're okay, which I appreciate that. But when it comes to other aspects of the job, which I don't want to get too much in the detail of, I don't really care for the job. I mean, for one, I'm not an early morning person like that. And secondly, the job is an hour from the house, which means I gotta get up extra early to get there on time. And just a bunch of other stupid stuff that I don't like about the job, such as uh, our break room is upstairs. We have to walk 2 flights of stairs to get up to the break room, and I got a bad ankle, as some of you may realize. Uh, and just some of the policies that the company has, I don't really agree with. So, uh, and also I notice one thing I notice about myself is when I'm out here on the road traveling, making content for the channel. When I go out here and I get a chance to interview a homeless person or homeless people, and they ask me, well, I mean, sometimes they ask me, sometimes they don't. I offer it, but whenever I'm able to take a little money to a restaurant or go to Walmart and purchase some food, some groceries, or even go somewhere and buy them some clothes because these people are homeless or down and out and they need stuff. Now I know there's some of you on this channel that you're gonna be off in the comment section. You're gonna be talking about, oh, these people, they choose to be homeless. They're bums. They need to get a job. They can get a job. They can work. They're too lazy. Uh, They're on, they're on illegal substances and whatever, whatever. And although with some people who are homeless, that might be the case. I'm gonna take. This is my attitude about the. This is my attitude. Not to get too political here, but as a country, I feel we have failed our less fortunate people, all the way from our children to our disabled to our elders, and just to, like I said, to the homeless population. And among the homeless population, you got all that. And I feel, as a country, you know, if we're, obviously all of us normies are forced to pay a third of our income into the tax system. And my attitude is, if we're forced as American people to pay for people to live a good life in this country who are not even who have not contributed one iota into this country. They haven't fought no wars. They haven't paid into the tax system. They ain't done crap. They just showed up in they just showed up on the United States soil. Hey man, I want this, I want that. Okay, we got you, man. We gonna get you. Oh, we got your $10,000 worth of cash. We got your $10,000 on your debit card. We got your food stamps. We got your house, and we got all that for you, man. We got you. And my attitude is, and again, I don't mean to offend nobody, but it is what it is. I'm gonna tell it how it is without getting demonetized here. But my attitude is, if we got money, if we're forced to have to utilize our tax dollars to pay for people that are in this country that have not contributed to this country or not that are not American citizens, then why can't we help those who are actual American citizens? Why can't we help those who at some point have actually contributed to the tax base in this country? Why can't we help those who, some of them at some point, may have served in the American Armed Forces? That's my question. And that's why when I interview people who are homeless, I'm going to ask my questions about jobs and stuff like that. But like I told you guys before, I'm going to tell you guys again. I'm not going to sit around and judge people. Everyone, ain't none of us out here perfect, man. We all human. Ain't none of us perfect. None of us are. So I'm not going to sit here and be on my high horses and act like I'm better than someone because I have a roof over my head and and the people who I interview who are homeless out in the streets of Anderson, Indiana don't. I ain't with all that. And I think people that want to be judgmental, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think some of y'all miserable, man. I think some of y'all miserable. I mean, cause to me, if you're happy with your life, if you're a happy person, and if you genuinely believe that you're living a life of godliness, how you gonna be out here judging another human being? I mean, because they're less fortunate for whatever reason. Now, I would say, unless that person hurt someone, unless it did something terrible to an innocent person, that's different. But to judge somebody because they're homeless or things happen and now they have an addiction and they're having trouble kicking it, I ain't with all that. I ain't with all that. And and another and like let's get back to what I was saying initially. Like the reason why I I tend to question myself on rather or rather not I'm doing the work of God. Now, I'm going to be honest, man. I don't think I'm doing the work of God right now. I really don't. I think my life could be a lot more godlier than it currently is. I'm going to be real. Now, uh, I'm not saying that people who work at my job are not godly. I'm not saying that at all. What I mean by doing God's work is, I mean, for one, do you enjoy and have passion in the work you do? Now, I believe that, yeah, there is a season where you just got to get out here, you got to do what it do, you got to get your paper up, and you got to survive out here. But then there comes a point of life where once you have a little bit of paper and, you have a roof over your head and you're living somewhat comfortably like I am, you need to, you need to step it up a notch. You need to your meaning of work needs to be more than just, hey man, I work here, I do what I do, I make this money and I pay the bills. I mean, there's a lot of people that live like that, and I guess if that's you, that's you. You do you. But I know for me, I believe that for me, there's a bigger calling out here than just get up and go to work and make my money and pay some bills. I mean, I believe that the universe is calling me to. Sorry about this, folks. I believe that the universe is calling me to get out here and do something way bigger than myself. Get out here and and make a difference out here. I mean, make a difference, and that's, I mean, uh, from the bottom of my heart, that's what I like to do. I mean, I like to get out here and make a difference. Now, I'm not trying to brag, but if most people were in the sit, it, were in the, if most people were in my position, most people would be happy. Most people would be jumping up and down with joy. In fact, there's a lot of people out here that could only dream of being in the position that I'm currently in. Now again, I don't mean to brag, and I'm not this big time. I'm not no millionaire even. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wealthy. I'm just a normie. However, you know, I'm sitting here in this nice paid off house. You know, I'm still. I I mean I'm healthy. I'm able to work. I'm able to make money, and I've also been blessed with you guys who choose to take time out of your day and watch and interact in the comment section on this channel, which is why I have this channel. But without you guys, I wouldn't have a channel. Let's keep it real. So I appreciate every last one of y'all out here. And I just think that at this point, I need to take my attitude about work and change it. I need to take the meaning of work to that new level. I mean, working just so I can make money and live a good life and stay comfortable ain't good enough for me. I mean, they ain't good enough no more. Like all this right here, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but I want more. I want more out of life. I mean, to me, there's way more to life than a house and money. To me, there's way more to life than that. I mean, I really believe that I have not been truly doing the work of God. And I feel if I start doing the work of God, in some way, the universe is going to bless me. That's what I believe. Now, could I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. There's always a chance I could be wrong. But, I'm this close to where I'm willing to go ahead and let my job go and roll the dice out here and see what happens. Because like, I want to do more traveling. I love to travel. Now, the videos that I've been making where I just drive around and give you guys some information about crime and cost of living and all that kind of good stuff, I love doing those kind of videos. But I also want to do more than just those kind of videos. I want to do more camping videos. I want to do camping videos to where I'm actually maybe cooking or I'm renting a campsite and I'm showing you pictures of the campsite. I want to do more interviews. Like I want, I want to get out here and interview more people that are homeless. So, cause oh, and by the way, for those of you that don't realize, for every homeless person I interview, I don't just put a camera in their face and then they talk and that's it. Just so you guys understand, for every homeless person I interview, I do compensate. Now, I'm not gonna compensate them on camera. Just for their dignity and for security purposes. Whenever I compensate them, I don't always put it on camera. Now, sometimes if I compensate with maybe a meal or I compensate with some clothing, I might put it on camera. But if I'm compensating with money, best believe you ain't gonna see it on camera. Because when I interview these people that are homeless, I understand they're down, they're out, they're trying. If I give them an opportunity to make some money, they're gonna take it. I, you know, I, you know, I get all that, but at the same time, they're human beings, and I'm gonna give them the dignity that they deserve. I ain't with all that humiliating somebody because they down and they're out. So just so y'all know, I do compensate for all people who I interview. Like the last set of interviews you guys saw, when I interviewed those homeless people in Anderson. Now, when I cut the camera off, I went to uh, I went to McDonald's and I got them all a meal because out of the money, I mean, out of the money that I paid each one of them, there was one guy that was like super hungry. He looked like he ain't ate in a day or two. He was starving. And he told me, man, thank you, man. He almost started crying because he's like, I'm gonna take this money, I'm gonna go down the street and get me something to eat. And that's like, no, you ain't. It's like, no, partner, you keep that money. It's like, what you want? I got you. What you want? So he told me what he wanted. So there is him, and then there are some other people that I interviewed. There is even one person that wasn't on camera. They were in the group, but they didn't want to be on camera. And so what I did was I went on ahead. I went to the local McDonald's, got them all a meal. That way, that one guy that was super hungry, he wouldn't have to spend the money that he earned to go feed himself. Cause I figured, man, this your money. You keep the money. I'll get some food for you. I'll get you at least one hot meal. You know what I'm saying? So, cause some of these people, when I do buy them, let's say a meal at McDonald's, like many of us might take a McDonald's meal for granted. Like, hey man, it's McDonald's. Whoop de do, big deal, man. Ain't nobody care about that. But when you're out in these streets, you're homeless, you're sleeping out in the elements. Some of these people probably been eating out of trash cans because now there are food places that do feed them, but who knows what kind of food they eat, what the quality of the food is, who knows about it. I don't know nothing about that, but I know a lot of these people appreciate getting a hot meal from a even a fast food place. Because who knows when the last time it was that they had fast food. A lot of these people, they probably used to eating bologna sandwiches. And whenever I do homeless video, I enjoy doing those videos. I ain't gonna lie to you folks. When I first started, when I first came up with the idea to do those kind of videos for the channel, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous. I was thinking, man, if I approach one of them, I ain't trying to get attacked or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But then I got to thinking, you know what? I'm gonna approach and see what happens, and just go from there, man. Just you know. So when I first started doing those videos, I was a little nervous of approaching some of those people. But now what I do is, if I see somebody that's down and out, or I think it's down and out, I might, I might kind of from a distance, I'll study that person for maybe, 3 or 4 or up to 5 minutes and see what they on. Now, if I think they're safe for me to approach, I approach. If I think they're on some other stuff, then I'll leave them alone. Or maybe if I see somebody else in the area that I think might know that person, hey man, you know this fellow over here? They say yeah, nay, whatever. Then I'll make a decision from that point. But now that I started doing those kind of videos, I enjoy doing those kind of videos. I not only do I enjoy listening to the story, but I enjoy being able to help them out. Now, when I when I'm able to go to a when I have enough money to go to a restaurant and buy them a meal, or I can go buy them some clothes at Walmart or whatever the case might be, or I can even pay them money just to sit down and tell me their story. I mean, to me, that means a lot more than anything materialistic. It means a lot more than clothes. It means a lot more than a new vehicle. I mean, I'm gonna tell you all quick. I'm gonna tell you all straight up, man. The clothes I wear, guess where I get my clothes from? You got it. I get it from Goodwill. I barely buy my clothes new. It ain't because I'm broke and I can't afford new clothes. It's because I choose to prioritize where I spend my money. 'Cause I'm thinking, man, like this shirt I'm wearing right now, I bought this shirt for $250 at Goodwill. And I bought this shirt over a year ago. So I don't be tripping off of material stuff. I don't be tripping off of it, man. I mean, to me, it's whatever. Now, now the house I'm living in. I enjoy it. I love it, and I feel blessed to be able to purchase it. I feel blessed to have the opportunities in my life to be able to make this purchase. I'll leave it like that. And and I drive older vehicles, and I'm gonna always stay driving older vehicles. Again, if I wanted to go out here and be an idiot and sign on the dotted line to pay $700 to $1,000 a month for a car, I could. But you know what? I'm not doing that because to me, if I got extra money like that, I can do other things with that money. Like I can do, I can do like things that will make me money with that money, as opposed to blowing it on a vehicle. So yeah, I enjoy putting out content for this channel for you guys. I love this channel. I mean, even though it's not growing as quick as I would like it to grow, I'm gonna keep doing what it do so it does grow. So ultimately, I can make this into a full time hustle. I mean, I don't care how tired I am from my job. 9 times out of 10, I might walk in this door damn near ready to fall asleep. But by the time I come in here, do some brainstorming, think of a story, cut on this camera, start talking, I'm wide awake. And sometimes making content for this channel gets me so energized and so fired up that I can't get to bed until like 11 o'clock at night, which I can't be doing that no more because now I'll be too tired to get up for work. But I love this channel. I love making I love making content for you guys. I love interviewing and helping out the homeless community. I would also love to do other interviews. Like I would like to do interviews with people that are living nomad life, that are living maybe in a tiny home. I would like to ultimately be able to do those kind of interviews as well. Now, if I come across somebody who used to be homeless and they're no longer homeless or doing good now, I would love to. interview somebody like that. Now, if that's you and you're watching me, holler back at me in the comment section. I'd like to get with you. Maybe we can chop it up out here. Just saying. But yeah, I think honestly, people, I think me helping out the homeless, I think me being out here in these streets, helping out homeless people, creating more content for the channel, and doing more traveling around the country, I think that's what God is calling me to do. And I am so close. I'm like this close to quitting my job and rolling the dice and just doing what it do. I mean, my house that I sold in Indiana, I mean, it only took me a month to sell that house. Now, some of you might be asking, okay, well, if you sold the house that quick, you could have probably got more money for it. Maybe so, but I don't think so, and here's the reason why. Before I even put the house on the market, my realtor had 10 people look at that house. And all 10 people looked at that house. And these are 10 different people, not related to each other in no way, shape, or form. But they all looked at the house, and not a one wanted to pay the price. They didn't even entertain a counter offer. They just said no. The house needs too much work. Can't do. And also the condition that my house in Indiana was in. If you want to see that video, it's on this channel. Go check it out. But the condition that the house was in, the only type of loan that people would have been able to get would have been a conventional. Most people are not. Most people are doing either a VA or an FHA because both of those loans have lower down payment requirements, and I believe the interest rates on those loans are also lower as well. So, taking into consideration the 10 people that didn't want to buy my house, and also the the amount of people who wouldn't be able to buy my house due to the type of loans that they are able to qualify for, I just thought that it would be in my best interest to sell the house. The first person that comes with a reasonable offer that's close to my asking, I'm gonna sell it, which is what I did. And it took me a month to sell my house. A month, which is pretty damn good, I think. So, uh, so, so yeah, so yeah. There's been a few things that have transpired in my life recently that I don't know. I just think the universe is calling me to do something bigger than just show up to a job that I don't like just for the sake of paying bills. And even though, and I'm thinking, you know what? If I have to take a pay cut to do what I believe is God's work, to me, it's worth it. Because I believe if I'm out here doing God's work, I will be able to get out here and bless a few people, and the universe in return will bless me. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. And I am almost willing to roll the dice on that. And I would love to hear from you people, man. What do you guys think? Drop a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. I can't think of anything more to say on this matter. So I could probably say some more, but this video is already a half hour long, just about. So I'm gonna holler at you all later. Stay blessed.